Bismillah, alhamdulillah, as-salatu was-salam ala rasulillahi amma ba'd. FollowingTheSunnah.com presents Hadith number 2, Hadith of the Best Generation, Part 2. The Salaf are those of the best generations. From Ibn Masood Radhi Allaah anhu, that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, "Khairun nas qarni, ثم الذين يلونهم ثم الذين يلونهم ثم يجيء أقوام تسبق شهادة أحدهم يمينه ويمينه شهادته." The best people are my generation, then those who came after them, then those who came after them. Then there came people whose testimony precedes them, taking his oath, and his oath precedes his testimony, i.e. they rush to give oath and testify and belittle them. Collected by Bukhari and Muslim. The Salaf are those of the best generations. Shaykh Azeez ibn Abdullaah ibn Abbas Rahimahullaah, who died in the year 1420 al-Hijrah, said, "Indeed, the Salaf are those of the best generations. So whoever follows their footsteps and continues upon their methodology, then he is a Salafi. Whoever opposes the Salaf in this methodology, then he is from the Khalaf, those who oppose the Salaf." Taken from Fatawa al-Hamawiyah, researched by Dr. Ahmad ad-Duwayjiri. Bonding between the two ahadith, the like of my ummah and the best of the people. Shaykh Muhammad Nasiruddin al-Albani Rahimahullaah was asked, "How can we bring together these two ahadith? The first, the statement of the Messenger alayhi salatu wassalam, my ummah is like rain. It is not known if the first of it is good or the last of it. And his saying, the best of the people of my generation." The Shaykh answered, "The first hadith does not oppose the other hadith. The best of the people are my generation to the end of the hadith, because this hadith gives precedence of the first generation of the second, and the second over the third. However, the second hadith, which is the saying of the Messenger alayhi as-salam, ummati kal matar, la yudra awwaluhu khayrun am akhiruhu. My ummah is like rain. It is not known if the first of it is good or the last of it. Since this hadith only mentions that goodness may be at the end of the ummah like rain, goodness might not be known whether at the beginning or end of rainfall. As for what is mentioned about the Salaf, then indeed goodness is known among them. In fact, it is known that they are the best of the people on the face of the earth, according to what is mentioned about the best of the people. As for the hadith, my ummah is like rain, it is not known if the first of it is good or the last of it, then indeed it is glad tidings from the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, that perhaps there will be good at the end of the ummah, and this does not negate that there will be good in the first of the ummah. This has been established in the hadith al-mutawatir, to which I indicated previously. Indeed, the Messenger wanted to cast a soul into the ummah and to prevent them from giving up on mercy. So he sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that goodness could perhaps be at the end of the ummah, just as it was at the beginning of it. As for the ahadith which clearly mentions the saying of the Messenger alayhi salatu wassalam, "La tazalu ta'ifatun min ummati ظاهرين على الحق لا يضرها من خالفها حتى يأتي أمر الله." There will continue to be a group for my ummah clear upon the truth. They will not be harmed by those who oppose them until the command of Allah comes, or in another narration, until the hour is established. This is an evidence that goodness is continuous in this ummah and will not be stopped. But it's not like the goodness which is in the beginning of the ummah, in the 3 generations. Likewise, how the Messenger alayhi salam gave good news to this ummah of the coming of the Mahdi and the descent of Isa alayhi sallam at the end of time. Also, the saying of the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam, لا تذهب الدنيا حتى يخرج رجل يوافق اسمه اسمي واسم أبيه اسم أبي يملأ الأرض قسطا وعدلا كما ملأت جورا وظلما. The dunya will not end until a man will come whose name will be the same as my name, and his father's name is the same as my father's. He will fill the earth with justice and fairness, just as it was filled with oppression and injustice. Like the statement of the Messenger alayhi salam about the descent of Isa, how will your situation be if Isa ibn Maryam descends among you and leads you in prayer? Likewise, the ahadith which are mentioned, particularly about Isa alayhi salam, and in some of the ahadith that a sajda during those days will be better than the dunya and what is in it. Therefore, the statement of the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam, ummati kal matr la yudra awwalahu khayrun am akhiruhu. My ummah is like rain, it is not known if the first of it is good or the last of it. In fact, means that goodness will not stop in this ummah, even though it was a lot in the first generations. Taken from Fatawa Jadda, wa sallallahu ala nabiyyina Muhammad.